I'm Junon. I founded the group back in 2023 because community is something I needed. The group currently has grown to close to 1,100 individuals, from retired individuals, entrepreneurs, business owners, and people that just want to feel inspired and connected. We've partnered with Fox Point Farms every Friday at Feel Good Friday at 9 o'clock. Come join us. It's a beautiful community. Come and feel inspired, feel supported, and maybe you can inspire someone too. Let's connect. Welcome to the Heart of the Matter podcast. I'm Junon.
I'm Dr. Lisa Lewis.
And a special thank you to Soleil Bicycles in Encinitas. We're at their studio here as our podcast studio, and there's going to be some exciting things happening with Soleil Bicycle. They're all about the community, and so are we. So we're going to continue.
Great partnership. I'm so excited to have my good friend, my hypnobirthing coach, Jill of all trades, Carol Yeh-Garner is our guest today. Welcome.
Thanks. Happy to be here.
I see you about every day.
Almost, yeah. And when I don't, I miss you.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Well, kind of going back to how long you've been part of the group?
Oh, God. Since the marketplace. So
wow.
2 years, 2.5 years.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. You're an integral part of the group. What brought you to the group in the first place?
A naturopath. So I host monthly wellness events at my house, and I always try and gather different speakers of topics that I'm interested in. So a naturopath had come and talked about hormones, and then she invited me and said, like, hey, she was going to be the 5-minute feature. And so she said, like, come, support me. And I was like, all right. And I hate networking groups. I literally hate them. I'm like such an introvert, but I forced myself to go. And then I loved it because it was so not what a networking group is. And yeah. And
goal achieved.
Yeah. And I just love the community aspect of it and how everyone's there to just really help everyone else. And like, that's totally my heart. I used to be a social worker. Social worker heart is like, I want to help everyone find the things that are going to make their lives better. And so now I get to do that also in this group setting.
I love it. I remember actually a recent memory on my phone popped up, and it showed the market space, and we had like 25 people.
I know.
Yeah.
It's amazing what it's gone into. And you've been an integral part of it. Thank you again for being a part of the group.
Welcome.
Was it Dr. Mana?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, I remember at Market Space, you speaking about the health share.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to be her friend because there are just like certain cues when I hear certain people talking about things that I believe in as well. It's like, I know we're on the same page on a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I think I was like, can I take you to coffee?
Yeah. I forget how we even.
I think that was it.
Yeah. We went to coffee or something.
Yeah, let's grab coffee. We went on a date.
I love it. See, those coffee dates. I love it. Those coffee dates. I think the first time, like, you really resonate with me is as soon as you said, hey, you want to grab Korean barbecue? I was like, done. Let's go. Food.
Meat.
Yeah. And the rest was history.
Well, so then you talked about the health share. Tell us a little bit about the health share.
Yeah. So it's this really innovative alternative to health insurance. In California, you have to pay the tax penalty because it doesn't fit Affordable Care Act compliance, but it's available nationwide. And we were paying for a PPO that we never used really because we do mostly holistic stuff. And we were paying at the time $2,300 with a $7,000 deductible each person. If we were on that same plan now, it would be $3,200, which is insane. So we switched to a health share, which is like a community of people that pool their money together and everybody pays for everybody else's health care needs. And now we pay $940 for our family of 4. And that also includes a holistic plan where I get to go see Dr. Lizelle up to 24 times a year, a chiropractor or an acupuncture. I can add on any of the services that are at Solana Beach Wellness Collective, like a massage, a lymph drainage, like whatever. I pay them and then I submit my receipt and I get up to $175 back. And then I need to schedule an IV at your place because I get $100 back for every IV I do a month.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's really this no other holistic plan out there
Yeah.
is like this, but the company really sees the value of people that are proactive about their health, people that go to see the chiropractor, go to get IVs, go
Right.
to a
And we're in a
naturopath.
city where everyone's really health conscious.
Yeah,
So it's
but it's
true.
so
Perfect.
expensive to
Yeah.
do all those things,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
And we priced it out. Like if you did all the things that this plan would allow you to do every single month, like it would be like $900, $1,000 out of pocket.
Totally.
But because you're paying for this plan and you're going to get so much stuff reimbursed, you're actually potentially you could make a profit every single month,
Wow.
Right.
which is insane. Yeah.
What's the full name of the health share?
It's a Young Living Health Plan.
Mhm.
So there's ClearShare, which is like the medical emergency catastrophe plan. And then there's holistic and holistic savings. So there's 2 different tiers.
What do you think? Why are more people doing it? They just don't know about it, or
I think that it's just such a foreign concept what a health share is. Everyone thinks like health insurance is like a safety net. But we see more and more stories of like, yeah, I went and got my surgery, but like, oh, whoopsies, that surgeon wasn't in your networks. And now you owe like so much money. And then people go into medical debt. And yes, insurance is covered and overseen by the government, which a lot of people are like, it's regulated. But again, like those health insurance companies aren't out there really wanting to pay out for all the things. So yes, a health share isn't like regulated by the government, but it's, you want to find one that's been around for a long time. This one that Young Living partnered with has been around since like the 1990s or early 2000s
wow.
or something. So they have enough money in the pool and they're constantly innovating. Like they're coming up with some really amazing ways to even improve this plan. Can't talk about them yet, but but it's going to make it way easier. So even if people want to keep their health insurance through, maybe they're getting health insurance through their work, but they like holistic services, they can add the holistic or the holistic savings plan onto their traditional health insurance.
Wow.
Right. And I like that it's not regulated by the
Yeah.
government. I think
Exactly.
that's appealing to me. So the way I usually describe it to people is that it's almost like a group HSA
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
kind of like an easy way to think
Right.
of it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's like you're using funds that you have all paid into and then you can all use it.
Right. I like
Yeah.
that. Mhm.
How were you introduced to it?
So through Young Living. So I've been with Young Living for 12 years. I had been looking for a health share and our daughter got sick with strep. We had not taken her to the pediatrician. She was 18 at the time. So we didn't do those yearly checkups. And I knew she had strep. We tried all the natural things. It didn't really, nothing was helping and she was in pain. So I was like, okay, we need to get her an antibiotic. Like that's what medicine is there for. Called the pediatrician and they said, oh, she hasn't been here for 3 years. We can't see you. And I was like,
Oh.
excuse me? Like
Wow.
we've been paying this much money every month and you can't see us. Like it's literally a 10-minute appointment. A nurse
Right.
practitioner or a PA can look in her throat and see, and I'm going to still pay you $150 for this 10-minute freaking appointment. And all we need are the antibiotics. And they said, nope. So we had to go to urgent care and wait there and get the stupid antibiotic, which
Oh, yeah.
was such a hassle. And so then I found a health share and then I brought it up. So I'm one of the top levels of Young Living brand partner. So I have a relationship with corporate. So I brought that health share that I found up to
Oh, so you brought it to Young Living.
corporate. And then
Wow.
they said, actually, we met with this other company. Since you're already familiar with health shares, will you meet with ClearShare? And I was like, sure, yeah. And so ClearShare was super stoked to partner with Young Living. And so we kind of crafted this holistic plan
Wow.
exactly the way that like we wanted it to be.
That's huge. Your daughter's strep has probably changed the health for like thousands of families.
Yeah.
now.
Right.
That's awesome.
Positive way of thinking about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Jeez.
Mhm.
they should rename the plan to your daughter's name.
Not a bad idea. Avalon.
Yeah.
Avalon's
Well,
plan.
this is amazing because as long as I've known you, I mean, you are very holistic minded. And like, where does that come from? Because I know you're like local.
Yeah.
You grew up here.
Well, no, I didn't. No, I grew up in New York, grew up in the Bay Area, and then have been down here since 1987.
Okay.
But I grew up totally Western medicine. My parents were even though they came from China, they were very like, go to the doctor for all the things. But what switched for me is when I got pregnant, I was like, I don't want to have an epidural. I don't want to have a C-section. And everybody I knew had either an emergency C-section or a really awful experience. And I started watching a TV show called A Baby Story because I was like, there's got to be something, because like women have been giving birth for millions of years. Like, why is it painful? Why is it this like horrific experience? And then one episode was this mom in the hospital. She had Pitocin, which makes contractions really strong. And she looked like she was asleep. And I was like, what? And then when they interviewed her afterwards, she said birth was enjoyable. And I never heard that before. So I immediately looked up HypnoBirthing near me, thankfully found someone that taught the classes. This was 23 years ago, took the classes, and part of that class is learning like what they do in the hospital is very medicalized. Like birth is very medicalized. You fit in this box. And if you don't fit in the box, then they throw interventions at you. And, you know, my eyes were opened to see that like, we need to advocate for ourselves. We need to do our own research, because what we're taught, what we see on TV, what doctors know is what doctors know, but they don't know all the things. They only know what they're taught, right? Nurses only see, like I would have OB-GYNs and labor and delivery nurses come through my classes. And I would always ask, like, so in your training, how many times did you get to see natural birth on purpose, right? Like, obviously they're going to see people show up late in their labor and too late to get an epidural, but they never saw a natural birth on purpose. They only saw the emergency last minute mom screaming, writhing in pain because she's showing up and, you know, the baby's almost out. So if you don't see that birth is a natural, normal process, then you think that birth is this very medicalized process. So that helped open my eyes. I also got bronchitis like 7 times in 2 months when I was like early 30s. And I was like, this is not good. Like, this is not okay. And had to go on steroids every single time. And knew, like, as I did more research, I realized, like, this is not the trajectory I want to continue on. If I'm doing this one time in a year, I'm getting it 7 times and I have to go on steroids. If this happens every year, that's not going to be good for my long-term health. So I did some research, started seeing holistic practitioners, and never had that again.
All right, we've done a great job of branding the group and Heart of the Matter. We've grown to close to 600 people. Now, how do we market this? How do we get out there? Do we do SEO? How do we get the news out there?
Coast News Group. Wow.
Yeah.
What was your first service that you sought out, or type of practitioner that you saw that was not a medical doctor in a hospital?
Yeah, that was this woman that does quantum energetic structural therapy, I guess it's called. So when I got the bronchitis 7 times, I was a social worker in a psych hospital. And one of the nurses said, like, oh, you should go see this lady. She does, you know, this hoodoo voodoo, like energy healing thing. And I was like, I'm willing to try whatever. And I went to go see her, filled out the whole like medical, like, you know, intake thing. And then she's working on me. And so quantum energetic structural therapy, like, does muscle testing. It's communicating with your body. It's healing like energetic blockages. And as she's working on me, she whispers in my ear and she's like, did you ever know, like, did someone ever tell you of fibrocystic breast disease?
Wow.
And I had just been to the doctor because I had a lump that was fibrous that they just said, like, you're good. It's fibrous. Like, just keep an eye on it. And so I didn't even register that it was anything to put on my medical intake form because they just said, like, you'll just have it forever. So I explained that to her and she's like, well, we're going to see. And like 2 to 3 weeks later, it was gone.
Wow.
And I was like,
Oh,
what is this? And
Whoa.
so that like really opened my eyes to like energy, healing, frequencies, blockages.
what
and all
year
that.
was this?
That was, I mean, I'm 56, so 26
Wow.
years ago.
Hey, that's the thing. I mean, you know, I definitely believe in holistic medicine, but that's been kind of a recent last 10 years type thing.
I was definitely crunchy
Yeah.
granola hippie
Wow.
way long ago. Yeah, like
you dove
the
in.
beginning
I
of
was,
it.
yeah,
Wow.
and I, you know, vaccines, like all of that,
Right.
was not a trending thing. back then.
Right.
And that type of practitioner, I mean, to this day, I don't think I've met a quantum energy
Uh-huh.
I
therapy.
feel like we had one come through the group one time
Mm.
Well,
that had mentioned it, but yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm hearing more and more about it. So.
Yeah.
you know what though? The practice of muscle testing is
Mhm.
so
Right.
powerful, and there are different types of
Yeah.
practitioners. But like for you to go from a psych
Yeah.
ward employee
Right.
to this type of like
Mhm.
very holistic, very you know, you have to almost be willing to try it.
Yeah.
That tells me you literally just dove in.
Yeah. I actually became trained as a quantum energetic structural therapy person, but then with kids and stuff, it just was not conducive to like
Sure.
that. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. So thank goodness.
Uh-huh.
Hey, can you believe we have 336 members now of the group?
I know. Crazy
growing
how
so much.
fast that was actually in a
Let's
year.
celebrate.
Okay, you're always wanting, look at that. Look how quick he is to celebrate.
Well, we have to celebrate.
What are you looking for though?
So that corkscrew.
Tune. Los Cuernos. No corkscrew needed. What do you want? You want a rosé? Red. Another red. But you want Chardonnay, I'm sure.
Chardonnay, this is
Pop that open.
And I remember when we first met, when I had heard of Young Living essential oils, I always had known other women who used those products,
Mhm.
and they were always very crunchy, very healthy,
Yeah.
very holistic. So I was like, okay, you representing that company made me more interested in it because it was like, okay,
It's true.
this is a company I can count on.
Yeah.
They're actually using good products, obviously. If
Mhm.
you're trusting them, then I
Yeah.
do too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we've always had it at the spa as well,
Mhm.
but it was kind of the same idea. It was
Right.
like, all right, you know, but meeting you, you're so balanced that.
Thanks.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I mean, I got into that totally as a fluke. I was using store-bought essential oils because I thought there wasn't any difference. I thought Young Living was a scam because it's a network marketing company and like they just hike their prices up because they just, you know, want to profit. And then I finally decided after using the store-bought oils and not really having much success with helping stay healthy and immune stuff, I said, I got to try the real thing. So the first oil that I wanted was thieves oil, which is a blend of herbs and spices and citrus that thieves used back in the days of the plague. And they would slather themselves with these herbs and spices, and then they would go steal from the dying and the dead, but they wouldn't get the plague. So this recipe has been around for forever, but I was making my own fake thieves from the store-bought oils, and it just wasn't working. And then 12 years ago, our kids were 7 and 9. My husband was teaching first grade. Like it was going to be the revolving cycle of sickness that always happens in fall and winter. And then I got thieves and just started diffusing it. And my husband would diffuse it in his classroom before and after the kids would be in the classroom. And he had the lowest absentee rate of the entire
Really?
school. Yeah. And
Wow.
so I just started learning about oils and saw that like Young Living is expensive. It's probably one of the most expensive oils out there. But the reason why is because they source so clean. They process everything a really, everything is meticulous and clean and sustainable and regenerative. And they've been doing regenerative farming before that was a hot word.
Sure.
And they pay fair trade wages to everybody. And so they just go like above and beyond in terms of ingredients and sourcing and all of that. And so I was like, this company, like they have everything except for hair styling products. So like 95% of the products in our house, we've just switched. And now I just go to the grocery store just to get food. Like I don't have to go to 5 different stores because this product's at that store, this product's at another.
That's amazing.
Or order from like, a ton of different stores.
Well, what's great too is, I mean, your kids were brought in it.
Yeah.
Brought up in it. So they think it's normal. It's normal.
Yeah.
So was there any pushback from your husband in the beginning?
I mean, he was doubtful of like, you're joining an MLM. You're like, ugh, and I even had that. But the more and more that I learned about network marketing, multi-level marketing, is if you're with a company that you actually love the products and you can stand by them and they're products that actually can make a difference in people's lives, it's actually like one of the best business models because there's no education gap, like someone with a high school diploma, someone with a PhD. Everybody starts at the same level. There's no pay gap for men and women. There's more women in this company than there are men. And more women make over 6 figures in network marketing than any other industry.
And it's residual as well, right?
It's residual. Yeah, exactly. And so like the more I can help my team do well, the better they do, but the better I do. Versus like when I was a social worker, you're competing with, 10 other people for potentially the one bonus or the one promotion. And so you are not going to be like sharing, like, I did this awesome thing and, like you should do it too. Whereas with this, like we all share, at least our team culture is like, share your success, like everything.
I love it.
Share your resources. If someone else can be successful, that's going to make everybody within Young Living.
That's amazing. I do a lot of leadership training, and I mean, it's good leadership there that you empower your people, get them excited, and I mean, it helps you in the end. So
totally.
That's amazing. At what point what did you do before when you're first getting into this?
So I was teaching hypnobirthing and had my hypnotherapy practice, and I was doing really, really well. My classes were in person for hypnobirthing, and I had like a waiting list and had to turn people away. And I thought like, this is what I was put on earth to do. Yeah. And then the universe kind of like threw Young Living into my lap, and it snowballed really quickly because all my hypnobirthing moms wanted the oils. Then they fell in love with it. They wanted to share about it. And so a lot of them became business people. So the last 12 years, I've been focusing on that and building that. And now that that's pretty steady, I'm jumping back into teaching hypnobirthing.
At what point when you started with the Young Living, did it hit you like, oh, I can make a living out of this? Was it a tough decision to be like, you know what, I'm going all in?
Yeah, I definitely was not planning on doing it as like a full-time thing. I thought like, oh, I'll just do this as a hobby and make like a couple extra $100 here and there. I mean, we had 5-figure credit card debt at the time. We were living, out of our means, and teacher salary and, self-employed person was not cutting it. So I was looking for something, but wasn't sure what it was. And then the universe was like, bam, here you go. So when I first started, I was getting all my hypnobirthing moms like they were messaging me like, I want it. How do I get it? And I was like, I didn't even have to like talk to you. You just like read my posts, like whatever. And then 2 months into being a brand partner, I was on the leaderboard for this Hawaii trip that had started in August, but I started in October. So when I saw that there was this Hawaii trip contest, I was like, I'm not even going to be eligible because I'm starting this so late. So by the end of November, I was on the leaderboard, and it's like, what? How? And then I just sat down with our family and was like, we could actually win a trip to Hawaii if I just work like all the time, and Dad's going to be like Mr. Mom. So like, you're going to just not really see me in the month of December, which is crazy, but I just did it.
Wow.
Earned the trip. and then got to go to Hawaii, see like from the seed, like planting and distillation and like all of that. And then I came home and I was like, damn, this company
That's amazing.
is awesome, because they partnered with this family-owned Hawaiian family that ties back to the royal Hawaiian family.
Oh, wow.
They own Sandalwood Farm up like on the top of a mountain, and Young Living helped them get their farm up to par, and like they're getting rid of like all the non-indigenous plants, and like it's like this whole like huge thing that is helping the community of local Hawaiian.
I love it. They're giving back.
Yeah. And so I came back and I was like, this is amazing. Like, I want to do more. And so I still worked hypnobirthing, hypnotherapy for infertility, and my Young Living business for like a year, and just worked my ass off, and then got to the top rank. But I saw the momentum of what I was doing, and I saw like, if I give up like 2 years of my life, social life, family, like whatever, like we could completely change the trajectory of our family, which it did. Like, we have our dream house. We've been able to do so many things that like we would have never been able to do.
Right. What do you think? What do you think your competitive edge is? I mean, from my point of view, I mean, you relate with everybody, but you also believe in your product. You believe in holistic healthcare. You believe in helping people.
Yeah.
And it's the relationships you're building. What do you think, like in a short, like 3 months, I mean, you made trip. What do you think your secret is that?
I think just people trusted me. My hypnobirthing moms knew that like, if I'm promoting something, it was legit. Like, I think my integrity is my greatest sales pitch.
I love
because people know, like, I'm not going to just promote some random thing. Like, I will only promote things that I've tried. I love people that I, work with. I'm only going to promote things and people that I know and trust and would actually use.
Wow.
And when you can speak from integrity and from your own personal experience, and people can feel that passion, right? They can feel that you're being authentic versus like, I'm selling this, I'm selling this, I'm selling this, I'm selling this. And then it just becomes like, well, yeah, you might use the product, but are you just selling it to make money?
Right.
So I feel like that part of it is like the key for me.
I love it. Well, I mean, it's everything we talk about. It's like melding the business side with the heart. I mean, you have both. So you've gotten compensated for something you're passionate about. That's amazing.
That's a great point. And your integrity is a part of who you are, and the lifestyle that you live and the lifestyle that you've taught your family and that your friends have and those kind of things. We live a different kind of lifestyle than some other people, right? And it's no question, like there's no arguing with like, I'm right, you're wrong, because you have such a strong integrity that it's like, this is how I raised my family.
Yeah.
You do your thing and there's no argument. But it's like, to have such a holistic lifestyle, you have to be so strong in your values that it's like, this is what's best for me and my family. You guys do what you got to do. I'll be here to educate you when you want to change. But if you don't, that's fine.
Yeah.
So it's funny how, like, full circle, all of your industries have come, like, from social work to hypnobirthing to Young Living to the health share. It's like they're all based on your integrity and the way you actually live.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. And I love to educate people because I'm constantly wanting to learn and think outside of the box and find new things that are going to just make life easier. And a lot of times people it's so much to just like get outside of the box, right? But if someone can do the research for you and then present it and you don't have to do it, like, I love that kind of stuff.
Right.
And so in my hypnobirthing classes, like, most of the moms want an unmedicated birth, but some of the moms that come want an epidural, and some of them have a planned C-section for whatever medical reasons. And I don't make anybody feel bad about like what their choices are. It's like, the classes are there. If you end up, some people that come and are like, I want an unmedicated birth, they end up with an epidural or a C-section. Like, my goal is not everybody needs an unmedicated birth because that's the only way to do it. My goal is, you should leave this class, you and your partner should leave this class so empowered with so much knowledge of all of your options that if you do end up in the hospital for your birth, or you end up getting transferred and you need an epidural or you need a C-section, you know that that was your choice and you made an empowered, educated choice, and that you don't ever leave thinking like, oh, that was awful. Like, traumatic birth is like what I want to prevent. I want moms and their partners and babies to have the best experience, however it turns out. And I talk about vaccines in my classes, but it's not like it has to be this way. It's more like, here's the information, go and talk amongst yourselves and figure out what works for your family. What I do is not what you should do, but I want you to have all the information so that you can make the best educated decision.
Sure. Well, I read too that there's like a direct correlation to kind of, extreme birth situation and depression for the mothers. I mean, 'cause it is. It's a traumatic event.
And the babies. Yeah.
I mean, turn into adults.
All right.
You're right.
Yeah. If the mom is stressed out and freaked out because of the pain or has had a traumatic experience, all those fear hormones are going to the baby, and that poor baby is being born into that environment.
And that's the first thing they feel when they're
the first thing that they're feeling and experiencing. So why not invest in a class that you're going to learn how to feel relaxed, calm, comfortable, so that your body's feeling endorphins, oxytocin, not adrenaline, not fear, not fight or flight.
Right.
And then your baby's born in this really calm manner that's like so beautiful and honoring the mom and the baby. Like, that's how I feel like it can be.
Right.
But we've become brainwashed to think that birth is this scary.
Well, even in movies, TV shows, you always see it. You're like, whoa. I was scared. I mean, yeah. How good was that episode?
So good. Let's celebrate.
Where do you want to go?
JoJo's Creamery.
Ooh, my favorite. Look at all the flavors.
They even have vegan.
Ooh, awesome.
Hi, welcome in, you guys.
Hi, thank you. How are you?
Good. Is there anything I can get started for you?
My go-to is peanut butter cup and coconut almonds.
I'm going to do coconut mounds in a cup, please.
All right, that'll be $15.85.
All right. Wait, my wallet.
June, you can use repegs.
Oh, that's right.
And you guys get 2 free cookies with those.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Repegs is so easy to use. Thanks a lot.
That term traumatic birth, I hear it
More.
Then you see the
90% more, and then 10% of people are like, I had a beautiful experience.
Yeah.
And why is that? Is it because of this like propaganda in movies and in commercials and things? Or is it, okay, so you had Avalon first?
Clayton first.
Clayton first. Is that in like what, 2003?
2003, 2005. Yeah.
So let's say like, not even in the 90s, not even in the '50s.
Yeah.
Were mothers using that term traumatic birth, or were they?
I don't know.
At what point did it cross over?
Right.
Exactly. At what point did it start? Did doctors or other practitioners start taking the power away from the mother, where Mother Nature is the most powerful thing? You can't get in the way. Like, when did that stop being the message? And the message became, you should be prepared for the worst.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think it's been, I mean, if you go way, way back, and we talk about this in my hypnobirthing classes, because most people have a really hard time understanding, like, but birth, everybody that I know has had a painful birth. Like, why is it? But you go back to like way back. Life used to be a matriarchal society, right? Women were the ones in power. Midwives were revered. When women went into labor, the whole community of women would gather and support the mom. Then things switched to a patriarchal society, and then midwives actually got abolished. So women were just kind of like left on their own. And one interesting thing is, like, if you needed a C-section because something was not, it just wasn't going well, a goat herder was the one who would come and do the
Really?
C-section. No anesthesia, with their goat herder tools. So you're going to die of a bacterial infection. And so it wasn't that people started fearing birth because it was painful. They started fearing birth that if something happened, I was
Right.
going to die of a bacterial infection. And then that just got transferred into anticipating I might die during birth. And when you're fearful,
Yeah.
fight or flight
True.
comes in, blood and oxygen's not going to the uterus, not going to the baby. You basically are creating a Charlie horse in your whole entire abdomen for however long your labor is. And that stalls everything out and makes things longer and more tough for mom. And so fast forward to now, birth is very medicalized, right? In
Yeah.
hospital. But sadly, you would think in the US, we would have the highest, healthiest level of moms and babies, right? That our maternity death rate and our infant mortality rate would be the lowest because we have so much technology in the hospital. But we're like 43rd in the
Really?
world.
Oh, that's horrible.
Like third world countries have a
Better.
Really?
maternal survival rate,
Yes.
infantile
Wow.
survival rate,
Right.
and they're giving birth maybe
Like
Yeah.
in the middle
of
of a, muddy
No, you're
hut,
right.
like with no running water.
It makes sense
Right,
because even when my son was born, I mean, did that whole process. I mean, we saw the doctor a few times, but even when my son was born, the doctor wasn't available. So, I mean, he wasn't even there.
Right.
So it's like, well, then what was the point? Like,
Yeah.
But they tell you, well, you have to have the doctor. You have to have the
Yeah,
doctor. And it's
totally.
not
Yeah.
even true.
Well, one cool thing I love about hypnobirthing is it's not saying you have to give birth here and you cannot have an OB, you have to have a midwife, or you have to be in a hospital versus at home. It gives you the option.
Yeah.
So whatever you're most comfortable with, the hypnobirthing helps you in your best case scenario.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
What's what stage should someone see you?
Ideally, sometime between their 5th and 7th month.
Okay.
The classes are 5 classes, 1 week apart for 2.5 hours. And you're basically like retraining your brain. So
Wow.
it's a lot of people are like, oh, it's 5 classes. Like, I just want to take this like one class that's 2 hours in the hospital
Yeah.
or whatever. That's like $50.
Oh my
My
gosh.
classes are expensive. They're $550. But what you're getting is like you are retraining your brain.
Right.
You're retraining your subconscious mind to honor the fact that your body is really able to do this calmly and comfortably and relaxed. And we've been trained so much by the media, by all the stories, by all the movies, and all this negative stories we've been told that birth is this awful, scary, horrible experience. And you need to retrain your brain. And you need to also practice how to get your body and your mind into that relaxed state so that when you go into labor, you don't freak out.
Well, I'm sure too, it also helps during the pregnancy because
Yeah.
I mean, you're going through it. So it's like, I'm sure there's all these different hormones, all these different stressors
Right.
to be able to start to practice what you're preaching probably helps
Yeah.
even in the pregnancy process.
And even after, like I have couples that I still stay in touch with, and they're like, we still use our hypnobirthing
Really?
techniques. I still use them. Like whenever I have any kind of pain, I'll focus on that pain. I can make it go away.
And in the scheme of things, $550 is nothing.
I know.
When you look at the price of strollers,
Right.
when you think of the traumatic births that people are having and the thousands of dollars of therapy they're receiving afterwards, $550 is a gift.
Yeah. I kind of try to help people understand, like, you only get one chance. You might have more kids,
Right.
but you only get one chance to make this birth the best experience. And all the research that you do about the best stroller, the crib, all the things, right? Like you need to put that same kind of effort into how you're going to birth your baby, because those hormones, like we talked about, like you want your baby to have the best experience. It's doing a lot, right? It's going to be born. It was in this nice, warm, cozy environment for 9.5 months. And then it's coming out into this really cold, loud, all these things. And like, if you can make that experience a little less jarring, then think about like what that is going to do for your baby's first.
When you put it that way, I think
experience.
$550 is cheap.
Right.
Right.
Get it while you still
Yeah,
can, because
I know.
Mom,
they charge way more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I have second time moms, like the classes that I just finished, like most of them were second time moms.
Wow.
They tried going to do natural the first time around without any training. And then the second time around, they realized like, I need to train. I need to take a class. I need to practice. I need to learn the skills. And the classes, we do hypnosis at the end. So we're showing people how to get into that deep state of relaxation. So much so that like the nurses thought I was asleep for our daughter's birth when I showed up. I was 9.5 centimeters and I looked like I was asleep. I wasn't. I was really focused. I could hear everything around me. I could open my eyes, answer the questions, but like they thought I was asleep. I was that relaxed. And I pushed 3 gentle pushes. Her birth was 2 hours and it was enjoyable.
Oh,
Wow.
So enjoyable that I wish it was like 5 hours because it was almost too short, which is like bizarre to say, but like that's the kind of birth that people can have, but we don't hear about it.
You don't hear about it. Yeah.
I'm glad you bring up that word training. It's like, yes, we're talking about natural birth and that this is a like God-given maneuver that we're able to do, but there is training and practice involved. And if somebody's, I'm going to try to have a natural birth, but their setup is not going to allow that, then it's probably not going to happen. But same with training for a marathon, training jujitsu. It's like, I'm just going to try and fight that guy. It's like, well, did you do any training?
Right.
If not, then it's probably not going to work out the way you wanted. It's like, this is going to be a practice. It's going to be, it's going to be a process.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, I'm excited. I haven't started the classes yet. I think it's in what, 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh, really? That's great. You know what we're going to do, Nathan? Let's document her birth because she's going to be so calm. So we're going to document.
I've thought about getting a GoPro, but like, no, I don't want it sped up. I want the full length.
Yeah.
I want to see how long.
There you go.
Yeah.
We're not.
You need to get
a
birth photographer, like videographer.
I thought about that. We'll see.
I want a camera just on Greg's face. To see
Oh my gosh. Well, okay. Actually, also a good thing to bring up. So Greg, my boyfriend, has a 12-year-old daughter. And when I got pregnant, I was like, my guess is this is going to be a completely different experience than what you experienced with your daughter and her birth. Because she was given, they had their whole, protocol that they followed. And she ended up being born via C-section. And Greg was, not necessarily an active role in that birth.
Right.
And it's like with hypnobirthing, I think it's going to be
He's going to be hands-on.
He's going to be hands-on. There's going to be obviously like a solo aspect that I'm going to have to utilize, but like this is going to be a very different birth experience.
Yeah.
For him.
Yeah. Yeah. The dads, the partners, like they learn how to be in it with the mom.
That's great.
So much that they're, doing the things that they can help make mom more comfortable.
Wow.
They're saying the right things.
Yeah.
Like they've been practicing different, things to say. And some of my dads that they birthed in the hospital, the dads sometimes would tell me afterwards, like the nurses thought I was in the medical field because like I knew the questions to ask. I was like so involved that they thought like they were doctors or in the field. And it was none of that. It was just, dads don't know, partners don't know, right? They're just like sitting there like, oh.
Well, it's nice that they get to be like a crucial part of it versus just kind of stand back, wait till it happens. All right, there you go.
Yeah.
Brandon, what's going on? This is going to be our biggest deal. We can't be down.
I don't know, man. I've been trying to reach tech support for hours now. They're not responding. They said they're probably not going to get back to us for the next couple of days.
Tennessee Tech told you this was going to happen. Let's call them right now. They do the tech support, cybersecurity. They can help us.
Let's do it. All right, team. Great job. Because of Tennessee Tech, we were able to present this and close it. Good job, team.
What's funny too, though, is my midwifery team, Your Circle Midwifery, they even said, they're like, oh, you're doing hypnobirthing? You're going to have a different experience.
Yeah.
Like hypnobirthing is different than even just natural childbirth.
Right.
So I'm about to find out.
Well, so then is there, kind of going back to it in the nurses and stuff, is there ever pushback on that?
Yeah, sometimes for sure. So like I just finished a class with the second time mom in North Dakota. We just did a private class. And when she tells people that she's having a natural birth, like if you tell people around here
Yeah.
having an unmedicated birth, they're like, okay, for the most part, right? Especially in Encinitas. But in North Dakota, like people are like, what? Are you crazy? Like what? You know, and so she did her hospital tour. She told them like she's planning on having a hypnobirth, and you know, it might be a challenge, but like she's really motivated. Like it was great. It was like perfect. All the questions she asked, I was like, you are going to have the best experience because she's going to know how to advocate for herself. And that's part of it, is like the nurses and the doctors know birth a certain way. And when you go in, especially for a hospital birth, you're going in and asking them to do completely the opposite of everything that they're trained to do. So you want to, you know, let them know, like, we're not fighting on this. Like, you're our partner, but we want a dim room. We want the lights down. We want low tone voices. We don't want you checking every hour and asking me what my pain scale is.
Oh yeah.
You know, I don't want an IV drip. I, you know, want to be off of the fetal monitor. I want to be in whatever position I want to be in. I want to get in the shower if I want to get in the shower. All those kinds of things. And what they're used to is check the mom in, put her on the electrofetal monitor. Mom's going to be in bed. End of story. Every hour, I'm going to ask what your pain scale is. At a certain point, I'm going to give you an epidural because your pain scale is going to be too high. Then you're probably going to need Pitocin because the epidural is going to make things slow down. So now you need the synthetic version of oxytocin, which is going to make contractions really strong. They're not the same kind of contractions that you have normally. Then you're going to need more epidural because the Pitocin's working so well. And that becomes this cycle that then leads to, oh, now the Pitocin's working so well that the heart rate of the baby's not looking so great because the uterus is working so hard or so long, it's getting tired and the baby's getting tired. Now the baby's heart rate looks a little funny. Now you need the emergency C-section. But like if you rewound it and maybe you didn't do all that stuff and mom was able to just labor however long she needed to, whereas like in the hospital, typically, if you're not dilating a centimeter an hour, they want you to do that. So they're going to encourage you strongly to do the interventions, the epidural and the Pitocin, to make things speed along. Birth is a huge money-making industry.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They make more money in the hospital from the labor and delivery floor than like brain surgery.
Really?
Right. When we thought, oh, when did that start? The, you know, taking the power away from moms. It was like the Industrial Revolution. And that was also around wartime because they needed to turn those rooms over.
Yeah.
It's like, we've got other people coming in for other services. Like, we need you out of here by, you know, in 24 hours or whatever.
What was the most profitable? What was the quickest? Boom.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Go.
My mom was a nurse for 36 years, and I was a little scared, or at least curious, when I told her I'm going to have a home birth. I was like, oh, what's she going to think about? She was delighted.
Yeah.
She was so excited.
Okay.
She was like, that's going to be beautiful.
Yeah.
Like, she said she's seen one home birth, and I was like, really? I didn't even know that. But to have somebody who's been in the hospital setting to be happy for me to be giving birth at home, I was like, thank God.
Well, she's probably seen the treatment at a hospital, so she's like, it's probably a good idea. Wow.
Right. And that client that you had in North Dakota, like with her nurses or whatever, or with her doctor, her integrity is obviously so strong that it doesn't matter. Again, you know, it's like when you believe in yourself and in your lifestyle so strongly, it's like, whatever, you can judge me. Like,
right.
after this, I'll never see them again. But you have to live with yourself and your family for a long, long, long time.
Totally. Yeah.
Well, and so then, like you said, anytime you have injuries or whatever, you utilize what you teach.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like you could utilize your lessons for anything.
Yeah.
For
Yeah.
anyone that
You're
has pain,
basically,
whatever.
you're learning life skills on how to reset your nervous system in an instant, but also every thought creates a physical chemical change in your body. So if you're thinking about pain, it's just going to create more pain, right? But if you are sending healing energy, if you're sending cold, tingly sensation to an area that is normally painful, and you trust that you are capable of doing that, right? Like you can't just be like, I think I'm going to do it. But you have to know, like, I can do that, which you learn in the classes. Like you learn to like put a silver glove of relaxation on your hand that makes your hand all tingly. And then you can like move it different places.
Does it go back to like Qigong and like energy work and
Hypnobirthing, not so much, but like what I mean, I totally believe in like our whole energy field. Like my energy is crossing into your energy and all, like it's always moving. And part of the theory of quantum energetic structural therapy was we're born and every little injury that you've had from birth till now has left an energetic break or, blockage in your, in your sphere of energy. And that causes your energy not to flow well, which leads to sickness and disease. So it helps to just release those blockages. Like it's so specific. It will find like, if you have like shoulder pain, it'll know like the ligament and whether it's like the insertion point or the other point. Like it was created by a chiropractor who was just kind of like,
wow,
why do they keep coming back? Like the body's just to heal itself. So
Will you tell us more about infertility hypnotherapy? Because I'm not familiar with it. And I have some patients who they're trying everything. They're doing all of the IVF and, medical route, and they're losing their faith in that process, and they need something else.
Yeah. Infertility is it's increasing.
Right.
By every year, which is really sad, but it's such a stressful process, right? Every month you're wondering, is this going to be the month? Is a good egg going to come? Is the sperm then you're waiting, like, am I going to get my period? And then you probably get your period. Then you're like,
did I do bad?
Yeah. Like, oh, my body's broken. Like
Yvonne and I went through it. Yeah, absolutely.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it just becomes this constant black cloud that follows both the mom and the partner, right? Like whether it's the guy's sperm or the mom's eggs, or like maybe there's
it takes
nothing.
the joy out of it too, because you're so stressed about it. Like you got to have it happen. It almost turns into a business where you're just like
a transaction.
Yeah.
Like, and it just is so stressful that when you think about it, like your nervous system, if it's stressed out, it's going to be sending fight or flight. Just the same with birth. If you have fight or flight released in your body, more blood and oxygen is going to your lungs and your heart to keep you alive, and to your arms and your legs so that you can run and get away. But your uterus and all your fertility, organs, they need all the blood and oxygen necessary. So if you're constantly in a fight or flight state, your brain is like, this is not a safe environment. I'm not going to give birth. I'm not going to get pregnant. This is not a safe place for a baby to grow.
Right.
No matter how much mom and dad or partner want that baby, if the fight or flight, the stress is high enough, which like infertility, like it's always high. If you've tried a couple months and failed, that feels daunting.
Right.
And then you start projecting into the future of like, what if I can't? Like whatever, right? And so many people that have infertility issues, often when they stop trying or they decide like, okay, I'm going to adopt, then they get pregnant, right? Naturally. And those are great examples of like, every thought creates a physical chemical change. It's not that you are at fault. You just don't know what you don't know. Your brain is automatically programmed to go to the worst case scenario and to think the worst things because that's been your experience for however many months or years or IVF, times. And so people start thinking my body's broken, but I want a baby. My, doesn't work, but I want a baby. And when you have those conflicting messages, your brain's like, I don't know what you want me to do.
You're right.
So infertility hypnosis retrains the brain just like it does for birth, but it retrains the brain, helps release the fears, helps the moms and the partners reset their nervous systems, give them skills, life skills, but reset nervous system skills so that the stress level is reduced. It's never going to go away
Sure.
with infertility, but it's at least going to get it to a point that
You can manage the stress a little more.
Exactly.
Well, and that's the thing too, because I remember when we went through the whole process, you know, doctors would say, hey, you just need to relax.
right.
Like,
And
when
you're
does that
like,
ever work?
yeah,
Like, if you're stressed to something, say,
Right.
relax.
yeah,
That's just gonna
That makes it
piss
worse.
you off.
Totally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like,
yeah. And you're trying all the things and like just the language of it all, even infertility, you're claiming it. You're telling your body, I'm infertile, right? Trying to conceive. Trying never works. You can try to lose weight 500 different ways, but the 500-pound person that finally says, like, I am going to get rid of this weight, or the person that has tried quitting smoking for so many times, when they say, I'm quitting smoking, and they commit to it, it's a whole different chemical process that happens in the body. So it's mindset, thoughts, nervous system, fear, all of those things like wrapped up that cause the body that no matter what scientific stuff that you do, you might have the best egg and the best sperm and the healthiest embryo. But if that stress level is there,
wow.
it can really wreak havoc. And
You need to have a class for everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
everything, to be honest.
You should rebrand the training to conceive.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna.
But not even that. I think it applies to just day-to-day
Everything.
life,
Yeah.
business,
Mhm.
home,
Yeah.
kids, everything. I mean, even motherhood. You know, you have a 2-year-old that's running around. You got to deal with everything.
Right.
Their stress is constantly. And like
Yeah.
your lessons will, you know, cross boundaries. So,
Mhm.
wow. What's the best way for people to get a hold of you?
Through my website, which is carolyeh-garner.com, or through my Instagram, which is a well-lived life.
Which, by the way, you have to follow her. Her Instagram posts are both of them. But Carol's Instagram posts are hilarious.
Yeah.
Thanks.
She was an influencer before they were influencers. So.
Yeah, and even your husband's Instagram.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got his weekly dad jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I'm curious. So you're diving back into hypnobirthing. Do you have any other projects or any other things that you have in the works, or any other like industries you want to break into? Because it seems like you can do all of them.
Yeah. I think with my hypnobirthing and infertility hypnosis and my young living business, I'm pretty busy, but I love that we're starting our new moms group. I'm really
Yes.
excited about
I
that.
love it.
Me too.
Yeah.
And what
once
is
a
the
month.
mom's group?
Yeah.
Just so
Well,
the
we just
audience can-
decided once a month to have these get-togethers for new moms that are pregnant, or they might have just had a new baby. There's so many moms in the area. We had our first one last month, and one of the moms is new to the area and she doesn't know anyone,
right.
you know, and you just want to find moms that are in that same phase of life, and going through motherhood together is really nice. When I had my babies, I did not have that. And so I did have postpartum depression, undiagnosed. And I just sat in the house like all day with my kids. And I was like, oh, you know, and I wanted to find those people. I just didn't know how. And so this is partly that. And then partly we're going to have different speakers come in
Oh, I love
and
this.
educate about pregnancy, being a mom, postpartum
I love it.
stuff.
And other groups, subgroups.
Uh-huh.
I know. I love that. Well, it's community. You feel like you can do so much more when you have somebody you can rely on. Sometimes you just want to be heard. You don't even want feedback.
Yeah,
It's nice to
seriously.
just say, hey, I'm frustrated. I'm frustrated with whatever it is. So,
Yeah. And then we're working on an event soon to come that's going to be essentially promoting natural childbirth, home birth, and even that, it goes into the new moms group too, of like, okay, are you a mom who wants other families that kind of, you know, operate in the same way? It's like,
Mhm.
are we all giving birth at home? Are we all homeschooling? Are we like following this type of diet? Whatever it is, it's just like start as soon as you can. Like find
Yeah.
your tribe as
Mhm.
soon as you can, because, you know, to almost be kind of like silenced by whatever like societal norms. It's like, I don't want that as a mom. I have to be a matriarch. I want other people around me that are doing something similar. That's what I recognized in you. I was like, oh, Carol, this is a person who has done the things that I aspire to do. So It's cool to be
love
your
it.
friend.
Well, and it's like what you said in the past, there was the village took care of it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right.
And so this is the village that you're creating. So
Mhm.
I love it. It's going to be, and then as your son grows, then it's going to be not just a mommy's group, it's going to be the
Uh-huh.
parenting, motherhood. So I love it.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Stay
Yeah.
tuned for that one.
Right.
I have
yeah.
no answers on that one.
Well, the other person that's co-hosting the new moms group is Michelle Rooney, and she teaches holistic parenting classes. So yeah, and I love that Michelle and I, like, we're kind of the same age. Our girls are the same age. We definitely went against the grain raising our kids, and so, like, one of the things that she and I are most excited about this new moms group is, like, we get to be like the crones, the wise
Oh,
woman,
yeah.
right? And,
Right.
like, we get to help people. Like, I wish I had someone 10, 15 years ahead of me that lived the kind of lifestyle I live, and also would guide me and tell me, like, do this, here's an easy way to, like, deal with this, versus, like, me having to do, like, all the research to try and
Right.
figure it out.
I love this. This is, again, that's the whole reason why we have the group too, is to be able to empower each other, but to have people there that we didn't have growing up or navigating through life, and you're doing it. I love it. You can probably add a couple more businesses to that, but I love it.
Yeah.
But
We'll
again,
see.
definitely. What's the best way to reach you again?
My website, Carol Yeh-Garner, YEHGARNER.com, or my Instagram, A Well Lived Life.
Amazing. Perfect.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much. We're going to have to do kind of a follow-up maybe to see how the
Okay.
I
actual
know,
birth
yeah.
went.
Oh, that'll be
We'll see
funny.
how she did as a student. Did she pay attention?
Yeah.
So
Fail. No.
the first one to fail the class.
Oh my gosh.
So we'll see. But again, I appreciate everything you do. Appreciate you being here. Again, like and subscribe on YouTube and Spotify, Heart of the Matter podcast. And if you're looking to sponsor or be on the podcast, reach out. We'd love to have the community get to know you.
We love you. We love you, June. We love you, Carol. We love you,
Dr.
Natron.
Sal. Natron.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
We love you, Soleil Bicycle.
Yes, we do. Soleil Bicycle. Thanks a lot. Take care.